passed your luck check. It's the No Class Podcast with your hosts Eddie and Matt. No, I kid. Matt's not here today. He couldn't make it.
Whatever, you liar.
What the? How did you get in here?
You can't keep me out. No security device can keep me out.
All right, just so we don't get in trouble, officially, you passed your luck check.
It's the No Class Podcast with your buddies,
Eddie
and Matt.
I wouldn't want anybody to complain that they didn't get their full introduction.
Exactly, precisely. I hope everyone's having a great day, and if you're not, there's always tomorrow.
So has it been a month, a little over a month?
It's been a hot minute. I wonder if
So
people
a
have
hot
already
minute
forgotten
now
about it.
equals 1 month is what you're saying.
I don't know. I've always never really understood that term anyway. It's like, well, are hot minutes longer? You figure they'd be quicker, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway,
I remember when I was just 16 and I had my first hot minute. It was rather quick.
but then you were ready for another hot minute pretty fast after that. Those were the days.
You can't be ready for hot minutes like that anymore.
It's like you get more than one hot minute. It's like mark that on a calendar.
If you guys are having as good a time listening to this as Matt is,
I
this
hope
one's going to
so.
be a record-breaking episode.
I know. Anyway, y'all are all probably deaf by now from my guffaws. Oh man! But anyway, I twisted Eddie's arm, and here we are. Of course, the great thing was we're ill prepared, so you get what you get.
You finally got Heather to let you out of the house for a minute.
Exactly. That's right. She's got me on lockdown. But no, that's Sugar Plum.
She's the best.
She really is. I mean, and I know it's like if you've been listening this long enough, you're like, wait, really? You know, but no, she's I tell you, usually by this point in any relationship, there's like red flags. There's usually like a bouquet of red flags. But no, it's been just nothing but good times and fun, and you know.
Speaking of the good times, do you have an announcement you'd like to make to all the fans out there?
We can, and that is that
That's up to you.
we finally set a date. And it's going to be
Me and Matt, that is.
Yeah, exactly. We can't deny this passion
Secret's
anymore.
out.
It's
It wasn't very well
smoldering.
kept.
That beard, his beard game is so good. No, Heather
Yeah,
and
now
I.
that you shaved your head and I can lick it, it's that much better.
Which one?
The big one. Edit that
Zip.
out.
Anyway, no, Heather and I have set a date for early October. And so anyway, we're excited about that. She's poor thing's going to be stuck with my last name. I'm setting up franchises. You know, there's gullets all over. And I'm always like, please take your old name back. No, I want to keep your name. Why? But anyway.
So this will be the first one that I've liked.
Exactly. I know. Isn't that interesting?
So congrats to you, Heather.
No, because it's funny. I mean, the juxtaposition, whatever, is like, I mean, I can tell you genuinely like Heather, and it really makes, looking back now, I'm like, you were pretty subtle in the moment. I didn't know then, but looking back now, I'm like, yeah, no, you weren't nearly as friendly or jovial or hey, you know, whatever.
I remember all the times he spit in her face, and I didn't read anything into that.
Yeah, it was the darndest thing, him flipping her off as you walked off, you know. But no, I laughed when, I'll tell that story, when we pulled up from, because what a sweetheart, while I'm at a con where I'm a guest, it's like this was first or second year that we were guests.
We were riding high off that too.
Oh yeah, I mean, our spirits were
Huge ego.
high, and we were just so full of ourselves, and just on top of the world. And here it is, like the first thing in the morning, Saturday. Saturday's the big day at any con, and I'm running games because doing my due diligence as a guest at the con, and was excited about. I had some games with our good buddies, you know, Ian and Matt and some other people that we love gaming with, and so I was just really high energy and in good spirits. And I go to eat breakfast with my ex, but at that time not my ex, because she was working in Dallas. And at the end of it, as we're going to walk away, she goes, "Oh, by the way, I'm not happy and I want a divorce." And I was like, "You hit me with this now." And the great thing was, being who I am, nobody knew. I mean, everyone later on was like, I'd have never known, because I kept my energy up and ran some great games. But then at the end of the evening, as I was tippling and I'm talking with our good buddy Gary Oliver and old Jiggly Bits, and I said, as everyone else kind of wandered away, because you know, private business, I said, "Yeah, well, guys, looks like I'm getting a divorce." And they're like, they're spitting out their drinks, like, "Wait, what?" You know, I was like, "Yeah, my ex just dropped that on me this morning." But technically, as the day went on, the more I ruminated on it, the happier I got. It was a long time coming. you know, and we had not been happy for a long time. Anyway, no one wants to hear all that bullshit, but yeah. But yeah, she's a rare gem. Hitting me with that, you know, while I'm at the con in the moment, reveling in, you know, being a special guest at my very favoriteest con in the whole world. Other
Take you
than
to
our
Disney
own.
to tell you your dog died. Sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, and you know, your daughter your sister that went missing. Yeah. We drowned her in the bathtub and buried her in the backyard, you know, it's like, have fun with Mickey. But anyway, yeah. So as far as, we weren't able to do a Twitch, was it last month or this month?
Both, really.
Yeah, but we've got to find a Tuesday when we're free. But it's just my work schedule's so crazy, and do another one of those. And then we've been a hot minute doing a podcast. But the thing is, Eddie is super busy between.
What?
He's working on Horde Crawl, what's it called these days? What's the working name?
But if we're throwing anybody under the bus, we're throwing you under the bus.
Well, no, I was going to get to that, but I'm actually bragging. I mean, as in that,
okay.
giving you an out, you know, whatever. And that you're working
Well, I don't
on
need
Horde
an out.
Crawl, whatever.
You need the outs.
Yeah, because it's always
Which-
my fault. It's
well,
always my fault.
Matt is raptured in love right now. He works. He's
Yeah.
got an actual job,
Yeah.
and he's raptured in love right now. So
Yeah, well, it's true. But you're working on Horde Crawl, and you're also working on a super secret project now.
yeah,
Yeah. Can we give the name out?
that would be telling.
Oh, I guess we won't tell then. But no, he's got a lot of irons in the fire. And as always, we're getting closer and closer to, hey, what do you normally talk about? See, we're out of practice. The first thing we talk about usually is the long con.
No, I thought about it, but you went down this long, winding path.
Yeah, I
so I
know.
was like, just let Matt go.
But as always, we're making efforts towards the long con. And talking about
So
the
what's
long
the
con,
effort?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is that we've sold more tickets faster, sooner or whatever than we ever have, and we're elated about that.
Yeah, this was the best month ever by probably double, really.
Yeah.
It's the earliest we've ever had this many badges sold. So it's our best month, our fastest month, et cetera, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily we got to 99, so we didn't have to do the hotel room.
Yeah. For those few of you that didn't know, we were doing a thing where if we sold 100 tickets in the month of June, we were going to give away a fully paid the whole time. And remember, our con's longer now. The long con is longer. It's now Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We were going to pay for somebody's room that whole time, gladly. If we sold 100 tickets, we sold exactly 99 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
And you go, well, it's 99. Just be nice guys. But it was supposed to be weekend passes. So we had some one-day passes in there that we're like, we'll count it
we
if
let
it
that
gets there.
count. Yeah, we were nice guys about it.
And we had all our special guest badges in there that we comp.
Yeah.
So I was like,
We were already
I'm going to
generous.
count them. But
Yeah.
I like you said, that was already kind of a generous count to start with. Vendors badges were counted in that.
Yeah, so I mean, you could easily see us going, well, I mean, vendor badges shouldn't count, blah, 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 or this shouldn't count. We let a lot of badges count. We even created badges, like I said, for special guests that we could have waited till after June to do that. And the smart money would have been, yeah, let's wait. But we created the badges for them during that time to help you all along. We were hoping it'd get to 100. We wanted it to get, but but fair is fair.
Because I was already planning out the video.
Oh, yeah.
And us doing a video and rolling the D100 to see who wins it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
But now, sadly, thanks to Double R,
Yeah. If you want
It's not
someone
gonna
to boo, go boo Double R. Yeah. But we have a lot to, as far as helping those numbers is we've seen more and more of an influx of people from North Texas that are coming out of our con. And we have to thank
Single R.
for promoting us. Really appreciate him on the North Texas page.
So thank you, good Gary.
Yeah. Single R, you're tops, man. You're the best. Double R, boo. Boo this man. But anyway.
Your oldest friend.
Yeah, exactly. I've known him since I was in kindergarten. But we've got Greg Gillespie's coming as a special guest this year. Should I tell? We really didn't intend to have a special guest this year. We really didn't, and it's a long story, but we just didn't. But Greg was like, "Hey, man, I'd really like to be a special guest," and we're like, all right, I mean, so how, and he's a neat guy. If you're not aware, he's done a number of these mega dungeons that are really, really well made. At least two of them that I know of have won 3 Castles awards, and the sales have been, they're really high quality. They're great. And then of course Brendan LaSalle's coming, and that's a funny story.
It's hilarious.
Well, at the beginning of we had both agreed at the end of last year's con, we're like, you know what, next year, no special guests, just forget it. And or like in January, Goodman Games puts out one of these big banner ad things talking about, here's our, con tour for this year and all the places we're going to. And right there in it, November, Long Con. And we looked at each other and laughed and went, well, I guess
we're going to have one.
I guess we're having that special guest. And so you'd figure Brendan would be aware of this. Well, recently he saw a post. We're like, well, Brendan LaSalle's coming to our con. He's like, I am. And we're like, yeah, your company said you were way back.
You announced it, not me.
Yeah. I mean, y'all need to get on the same page. So it was kind of funny how that played out, but he's excited. We're like, you don't have to come if you don't want to. And he's, oh, no, I love y'all's con. And y'all guys, your people are so great and so good to me. And
so now we take a minute and go, hey, the X-Crawl Kickstarter is live right now.
Yeah. Which, the heck, I'm so proud of them. I always wondered why it seems to me it's taken forever, because they've been talking.
It's taken freaking
forever to get, because we knew this was coming. We knew they were going to at some point do a DCC version of X-Crawl. And I mean, you knew it, but it's like, why is it taking so long?
Well, maybe we'll get Brendan on the podcast again and we can ask him. Maybe he can speak on it then. I bet he couldn't give you an official answer right now. He might give you the don't ever tell anybody this answer, but
because he knows nobody listens to this podcast, so he can divulge all his secrets on ours. But it's one of those things to where, I'm not surprised. And some people might be, but no, it's went gangbusters. It's already way up there.
It's either busted 200,000. By the time you hear this, it may be over 200,000. But it was right there at it.
And I'm so happy for him. And it really is a fun. Eddie wrote an adventure for that, and I hope maybe we'll see it published.
I actually got a personal email from Joe Goodman the other day saying, hey, third-party publishers, we want to do X-Crawl stuff now. Start getting your X-Crawl adventures together.
You've already got yours together. That's great. And you play tested it quite a bit.
Yep. So it just needs some art, as is always the thing, and we'll get to later.
Yeah, we'll get the long crawl, I guess, which is cool. Yeah. But anyway, so guys, let us know what you think, and definitely check out that X-Crawl. It really is, it's a neat concept, And
I did the super deluxe level. So
really,
wow. Yeah. I'm getting everything.
Well,
I think Brendan has to hand deliver it.
Oh well, that'd be kind of cool. But I really wanted a screen, but I don't think there was an option you could just add a screen. But I got the big fancy book because I like the look of it, and it's a little more ooh la la, a little more bougie. But anyway, but the theme, if you don't know, for X-Crawl is think of American Gladiators or race car drivers, or these people that are real personalities, and like they've got all these stickers on their outfit or clothing, like promoting different brands or companies. And so this is a weird dystopian future, maybe, is that right? But it's definitely this future where it's still, there's some monsters and magic and weird stuff, but there's TV and people watching, in the Empire or whatever. And so people are like, oh boy, they're doing the X-Crawl tonight. Let's tune in to watch. And you're rooting for your favorite guy who's so-and-so, the warrior. And these people are personalities. And I think
Tipsy the Clown.
Yeah. You can get like a Benny or a little attaboy or whatever by like I'm going to stop and use this round to just showboat, and I'm going to flex and look into the camera, go, listen, kids, eat your vitamins, whatever. And you'll get like a luck token or something for that. I think that's just brilliant. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So anyway,
well, wherever we were, more special guests.
Oh yeah, right.
We'll have Good Gary from NTRPG and Bad Mike.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited about having Bad Mike. A lot of times our con coincides with like his family vacation, but this year, I think his wife is like, really, I'd have more fun if you weren't here. I think so. We get to have him at the con.
And I've heard Carl will make it.
Wow! All right.
And there may actually be dueling Carls for those of you that are keeping up on NTRPG's Facebook page.
Well, my money's on Gary and Lisa's Carl.
No kidding.
Yeah. Which again, Lisa should be coming, I hope, and that's always fun to see.
Oh, and we're forgetting Bill Barsh.
Yeah, Bill Barsh. You can't forget Bill. Yeah.
That's a big get. I've been really proud of us that he came down last year.
Yeah, and we wondered, like, holding our breath, like, and like, will he go, well, this was nice, but no, he's like, you couldn't keep me away,
And he's doing another Long Con exclusive adventure.
Exclusive. And by the way, if you follow my Facebook page, I just bought one of his Pacesetter games. It's a book. It's really, really high production, very high quality. It's like a encounters book, and you can generate a whole intact dungeon with the thing, if you want to, or just certain little bits in the moment. Maybe you're caught short, or the game master couldn't make it tonight. You could quickly roll up a dungeon and get into it. Or if you're hitting a brick wall and trying to, what should I put in this room? A couple quick rolls and boom, you have an interesting encounter for your room. So anyway, it's a great book.
And since we're kind of adjacent to it now, talking about special guests and Kickstarters, I got a message from my buddy Rock the other day, who did the Ravens Kickstarter.
I played that. A lot of fun, guys.
He has got the game in now. He's got all his 2,000 copies of it, I think is what it is.
Wow.
So the shipping will be starting very soon. So if you backed Ravens, maybe by the time you hear this, you'll even have that email, but very, very soon you will get to see it.
He's going to be busy here in a minute.
And Hell Train was very successful for our buddy John Watson, special guest.
Mm-hmm.
And that one kind of fulfilled by sending out a PDF.
And John Watson will be a special guest at our con this year as well. Yeah.
Yep. So if you back that one, you should have got a PDF already, and he's going to make some last-minute corrections, and then that one should be good to go.
Out the door, which I can't wait to get my copy. That's awesome. I'll have to have him sign it for me at the con. To your best buddy, Matt. There you go.
To your real best buddy, Eddie. But you'll have to fight Matt Couch for that title, I think.
Exactly. But yeah, and I'm sure, Couch and Ian will be here. I hope. But yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
Ian, at least.
Yeah. Oh my.
Not that these guys are going to listen to the podcast, so we really can say what we want.
Yeah, we can say whatever we want. Yeah, exactly.
But we don't need another Matt.
No.
If your name is Matt, please do not
come
to the con now. If your name is Matt and you've already come, welcome.
Yeah.
But if you're never come before and your name is Matt, we probably hit our Matt limit.
Yeah, because
we're matted out.
Matt Gullett, Matt Couch, Matt Rogers. I think there's another Matt I'm not thinking of.
Grape Ape.
Yeah, that's right. That Matt's coming. Yeah, other special guests. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, we got Matt Robertson and Steven Surratt, So, and I tell you, we'll get to that later, but Stephen and Matt are both great guys. And we had a really good chance, I did, to pick Steven's brain at North Texas, and he shared a lot of neat stuff with me. But we'll get to that later.
He's a sweetheart.
He really is. He's a really
and
super nice guy.
Sticker that he gave me about the WotC No Masters.
Well, I love that.
Yeah, I love it. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, that's so good.
Yeah, and it went instantly on my big rolly cart full of dice and paper and pre-gens and stuff.
I've got to find the appropriate place for it, or I've got to get like 500 more of them.
Well,
so I can just put them all everywhere.
I tell you, I think he's giving them away with that Kickstarter he's doing right now. And by the way, currently he's doing the Wizard of, or something like the Technomancer of Candy Mountain. He's generally doing that Kickstarter. Look into it. I own some of his other products. They're really high quality, well done. Check that out on, I believe it's on Kickstarter, is currently the Technomancer of Candy Mountain, and it's for MCC.
And what about Luau? Does he have one currently?
He is constantly in.
And does Levi Combs have one?
Am I using this right term? In perpetuity? I mean, basically, the's constantly
They're prolific.
always.
They're the Stephen King of these things.
Because
they're doing lines of coke like Stephen King.
I guess
They're
so.
snorting through them.
But I love
I'm
Lou.
calling you out, Lou.
Yeah, we love Lou, but and Levi's an awesome guy too. But when I saw them at North Texas, I saw Lou. I said, "Jesus, Lou, when do you find time for anything else? You're constantly." And then he kind of got this chagrin, and he was like, "Well, truth be known, I'm working on 3 projects." I was like, "Good Lord, man, calm down." But anyway, oh yeah, but it'll be fun.
So give them an update on Caverns of the Dead God while we're here.
Okay, yes. So we've talked Caverns up for a long time. Things are moving at pace. I have thoroughly picked over it, added those last little sweet bits I've wanted to add, and really put my nose to the grindstone. I've got artwork that's being done, and it's already about half of what I want has been contributed. And I'm going to send it off to editor here in a minute. I've already had a lot of people proofread it. I've play tested it numerous times through the years. but I'm going to run it through one more round of play testing, get a little bit more feedback. But it will be in the works and kickstarted. I'm going to say this with certainty, not any hope or well maybe, but
Okay, now what's the penalty for this? There should be a penalty at this point.
if it hasn't been Kickstarter, isn't
Do we all get a
currently-
free Dr. Pepper?
Well, there you go. So if it's not on Kickstarter, hasn't already been kickstarted on by the time LongCon comes around, you can come up to me at the con and point your finger at me and go, "Boo, sir," and give me poop, and I'll buy you a Dr. Pepper.
That's barely enough. You saved it at the end with at least you're buying a Dr. Pepper.
Exactly.
But then
exactly.
again, folks, he's going to have a cooler full of these ones that he bought at
Delicious, yeah.
half
Cost-
off sale at
yeah.
the dollar store.
They're
So.
they've got the dent and ding, you know.
But do you get that reference, by the way, about Dr. Pepper?
No, not at all.
So I'm trying to think if it was the record label or if it was Dr. Pepper themselves that did the promotion of if Chinese Democracy comes out this year.
But I thought that
we'll
was
send
Pepsi.
a Dr. Pepper. I'm pretty sure it's Dr.
I
Pepper.
thought
I
it was
put money
Pepsi,
on it.
but go ahead. Okay.
That they said if it comes out, go ahead and look it up. If
Mm-hmm.
it comes out this year, we'll send I think everybody in the U.S. a free Dr. Pepper or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he's furiously looking it up so he can prove me right. I appreciate that kind of double checking.
Exactly.
And if Matt doesn't have his Kickstarter ready, that's where I'm proven right. Thank you.
I didn't say you were right.
So, and I'll also say if Matt doesn't have his Kickstarter ready to go, my new one's going to be hot on his heels.
Well, that's what we were talking about. He said, "Yeah, if I hadn't have got on this so furious, it'd be said he was going to lap me. Like basically, he'd have his second one out." Because it's funny was he has not seemed like he's been in any kind of a hurry. And I find it interesting that by the time I get my shit together, all of a sudden you've got another one in the works.
This is the Lou is Stephen King and I'm the George R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
Where it was like, I'm going to do some play testing for the dungeon dwelling creatures horde crawl.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I've got some other stupid ideas kicking around.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran one of them and everybody was like, this is excellent. And I was like, okay,
Yep.
that idea is one to run with. And it's charged me up to where I'm like, I'll have this one written a lot faster than Carnage.
Yeah.
Because Carnage was rough.
Yeah.
Because you can write adventures a lot faster.
Yeah.
I don't know, but how many have you written? You've got to think about that too. All the years and years of experience.
Well, I can't wait for after this comes out and does well, then I'd love to do whatever we're going to end up calling it, but do mansions, and we could do it for different systems and things. But what's funny was I've done it originally was written for Castles and Crusades. I did a 5th edition version. I've done a Black Hack version. It'd be fun to see what I could do with the DCC version. That would be interesting. So, because Mansions is one that, Eddie liked well enough that he's ran it a few times. So that says something.
And I'm talking about writing something for it. So
Oh,
we'll see.
yeah. So I'd love that because
A joint venture.
yeah, and that'd be cool. And I've looked into. We had talked about because the way we run adventures is different, but
What?
as far as on a lot of different things in gaming, we could find ourselves on the same page. Like we both had decided of our own volition to run a sandbox around the same time, and then we compare notes and we're like, "What the hell?" But
Or it'll be like, what I hate in adventures? Owlbears. What?
yeah.
Me too.
Me
I was just
too,
thinking
yeah.
about.
They suck, But
Not that we really have anything against them, folks.
No, we're just joking. But that's what we talked about doing like a series that would have a common thread bad guy or something. And I still would love to try to do that. But you had really just spoken such non-glowing terms about the process of writing the adventure. It really didn't excite me and I kind of, it put me off. And not that I fully take on the blame for not having done Cavern sooner, but just every time I talked to Eddie about the process, he seemed,
It was rough.
Yeah.
But some people probably like Lou, where they're like, I'm having so much fun. I'm going to do 3 projects at a time.
well, I've heard a couple people like, I love formatting. And you were like, oh, formatting was the worst, And I'm like going, so it really didn't fill me with, I was kind of like, well, damn, I don't know about this or whatever. But so far, talking about caverns, and this is something that we could save this for the end, whatever. Because I think this might segue into our topic, but that's one of those things to where it definitely has opened my eyes to aspects of writing an adventure and things to contend with, it's kind of along the lines of, the people that go, hey man, I'm the one making these teacups. Why don't I get to keep the means of production, whatever the money or something. But it's like, well, there's somebody out here that I went to the trouble of writing this. I play tested. I've refined
So you want to go into our topic?
Yeah. Or we can
go ahead.
We'll come back to it.
No, go into it.
Yeah.
You've already started it.
But yeah, that's one of those things to where, by the time I'll pay for the art.
Well, first off,
okay, go ahead.
Give out that article that we were reading.
Yeah.
So somebody posted this on the NTRPG.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something that I was already thinking about.
Yeah.
Which was like, man, you think about the cost of art and how much, who's going to make what money off this? Like, if I do a Kickstarter, what percentage of this do I actually get to put in my pocket for having sat here? I came up with the idea. It wouldn't exist if it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I did the writing, but out of like Carnage, I definitely got the least amount of money of anybody that touched it.
Yeah.
Like the editor made more money than me.
Wow. So that's where it's like the actual site is called Loot the Room, and the article is RPGs and the High Cost of Art, and it's blog number 8. And but anyway,
and it is a great article.
It really is a great article. Yeah, but Eddie sent it to me, and when I got around to reading it, I was wrapped, and I just devoured it.
Well, I had this idea while we were sitting around at NTRPG and talking with all the other writers and such. It was like, the person that's making the money is the artist getting his upfront money. What an artist should do is just come up with a series of pictures and then hire a writer, because if you look at that article, it's like, what did the artist get in his example? Like 2,500, $335, something like that. Is at like the money that the artist is going to make off of it. And he's like, at the rate as a writer, if I was charging my rate, I would make $500 if somebody was paying me for my work. And that's not to say that artists don't deserve their money.
No, they do, absolutely. But
the writer, woof. And the writer's the one that's really the
work
project coordinator, and they bring it to life, and they're the one that's got to chase everybody down. And if you do get into this and you decide to do your own Kickstarter adventure someday, freaking having to keep up with authors and go, I need that art, I need that art, I need that art. It's such a hassle. Finding a good artist that has that style that you want, which, not to say that they're not good, they're just not your style. Like, that's kind of cartoony for me, or I just don't like. I always say, what's that one style that you like that I hate so much? The like Rat Racer.
The
hot rod,
the hot rod kind of exaggerated, whatever. Yeah,
I hate that art, and you love it,
and I love it. And
so I'm not to say that's
but
objectively
everyone has
bad.
We have different tastes. Is all.
It's just not to my taste.
And I laugh because the artwork in Carnage is beautiful, but it's very crisp. It's very clean. But I grew up in that old era playing those old D&D adventures, and we both played the Fight and Fantasy books, and that art isn't the cleanest or whatever you want to call it, but I love that style. And if nothing else, it's probably more of nostalgia than anything, because I showed the artwork I've gotten so far to a good friend of mine I've been gaming with for years yesterday, and he said, oh man, that's just pulling on those nostalgia strings looking at that artwork. And I said, yes, you'll appreciate it. Now maybe the new kids on the block would go, ugh.
Whereas I like that Elmore and Easley, where it's almost like photorealistic.
It's photorealistic, yeah.
Which you could never, ever, ever in a million years afford, even if you were TSR.
And that's where I'm going to say something that's unpopular. It's like,
you do it.
You've got all these kids. It's like, haha, you get to edit. But anyway, it's all the people that right now are really coming down on people that are using AI artwork or whatever. And again, I hate that. Artists need to make their money. I appreciate their creative talents, but like we're getting at is, by the time I'm done, I might pay easily $1,500 for artwork, maybe $2,000 or something for artwork and maps and all this stuff to be done to the degree of quality I want you to have. So think about that. If this Kickstarter failed horribly, and it's not, I know the people are going to come out and this is a great adventure and it's going to be top notch. But let's say that I was somebody you never heard of who had nothing. I just put it out there, and it just tanked. So I'm out $2,000. That artist got his money, but I'm shit out of luck. The editor got their money. I'm shit out of luck. you know. And so I don't begrudge the editor. I don't begrudge the artist, but that's something that, to say is they get their money. It's because if I said, hey guys, I'm going to have you do some artwork for editing. If this makes any money, I'll pay you back from the proceeds. They would go, bullshit. I want my money right now. So yeah, but so who's taking the biggest chance here, you know? And like Eddie said, yeah, it really is like herding cats. I get these artists, these creative types. I mean, I love the artwork I'm getting. And there's one guy that's kind of trickling it to me, and I'm tickled with that. But there's one guy that I talk to people I know in the industry. You know, we got friends, the small press guys, kind of, I guess you call it, that have been very helpful. You know, Lou, Levi, Skeeter, David Beatty, Ben Burns. You know, I'm leaving somebody out. Now, Stefan, like I said, all those guys at North Texas. Any chance that they weren't super busy, that I could, you know, get to their elbow and go, hey, bro, you know, give me some tips, some pointers, some advice. A lot of, and you've been an asset and a resource for that too, because you've done this.
To discourage you.
Exactly. You know, seriously, kind of, but yeah, but seriously. But to my point is that, one of these guys was like, hey, I got a great artist for you. You're Matt, because who played my adventure, David Beatty. And he goes, it's a cool concept, but you need to really spruce the map up. I got a guy, you know? And, you know, I reached out to him, and actually this guy approached me at the end of LongCon last year, and I had his own number already in my phone. So when I went to add the number Beatty gave me, I was like, oh shit, it's already in my phone. Nice guy. I mean, he came up to me, we talked, we kibitz. He said, hey, if you work on a project, I want to be involved. Okay. So I reached out to the guy, and, you know, I'm patient. I figured I got enough lead time. I was like, hey, here's the thing. I'll send you a rough copy of my adventure so you get some ideas. And I was going to have him do some other artwork beyond the maps. And I forgot about it. You know, I've been busy. Well, I get to North Texas, everyone's giving me crap. Hey, when's Caverns coming out? When's Caverns coming out? Did you go tell them to give me crap? Because a lot of people gave me crap. Good. So anyway, Heather has been, and that's why I'll back to Heather. She's so great because without being a nag, she's good about finding a way to help motivate me on this stuff, which has been great. Like, getting the garden I've always wanted in the backyard, or working on Caverns. She's really, I'm going to give her some props and inspiration, and she's really kind of nudging me in a great way. Anyway, so I thought about it. Wait, it's been like a month. So I reached out to the guy. I said, hey, man, what happened? Oh, sorry, man, got busy with life, blah, blah, blah. And I'm a reasonable guy. I'm patient. I said, all right, you know, shit happens. I get it. So, but you're going to want to, oh, no, I want to do it. I want to do it. Let's do it. But another month goes by, and I'm like, son of a bitch. So finally, being who I am, I sent the guy a text going, well, I guess I'm on your pay no mind list. I'll look elsewhere. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I said, this is two sorries now. It's like, let's get this done. So he's like, so he came back and he's like, ironclad, I'll have it done by this date, you know, you know, I'm like, all right, cool. But by this point, I was going to give him a lot of artwork, because I like more of a unified, you know, style in a book, don't you, I think? And no, I said, and then he was like, well, all you want me to do is use your map? And I said, well, here, I'll throw you this one little other piece of artwork, because I didn't want to tie my horse to this just one wagon. So now I've got one guy doing the cover, and I've got him doing a map, and another guy doing most of the interior artwork. So I've got 3 different artists, and wrangling them, it hadn't been fun. So for people that go like, well, what am I paying for? You're paying for.
And then you need all that art, really, so that you can start doing your layout.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you, go ahead and start working your layout too. And just think in your own mind, like, okay, this is what I'd like to have here, or this is where a full page of art will be at, or a quarter page or a half page. But yeah, you can't go anywhere without that.
And there's some artists that we've met at like North Texas that are great people, men and women that are they're phenomenally talented, and I want to work with them, but I'm not going to lie. Being a little startup guy, I can't afford the artwork. And I mean, I hate to say it, but there are other people that do really great artwork that just don't charge as much as them. And I'm like, your stuff's great. But, and then when they've come to me and said, don't you want to use me in one of your projects? And I don't have the heart to tell them, God, this is a first time effort. And, you know, I don't want to be in the hole by the time this is over with. And that's the thing, getting back to that, is by the time you pay for art and you pay for editing, and then you got to remember, you got to pay for it to be printed, and then you've got to ship it to somebody. And this is something, that article they talk about. And my friend that I showed the artwork to, he just organically, this came up in conversation. He brought up, not me. He said, people have a mental benchmark for
Right.
what they want to pay. And I looked at him, I said, all right, let me give you a perfect example. If I told you I was going to sell my module for $10, he said, shit, I'd buy it. Hell, I might buy it too. I said, what if I sold it for 12? He'd go, and then it's funny, he kind of said, well, I'd buy
And you
it.
ain't getting to 15.
Yeah, and well, as we say, I said, what about 12? And he said, yeah, I'd buy it. I mean, he kind of hesitated. I said, what if I charge 15? He went, probably. And I said, what if I charge 20? He goes, oh, hell no. Now, here's the sad fact is, if you're WotC and you know you've got this built-in audience base, when you go to China and say, print me 10,000 units, they're going to let you have each unit for $3 or something because you bought 10,000 of them. And you're going to sell those, and you're going to sell them for like 12, we'll say, right? So they sell them for 12. Well, they've just made, technically, I mean,
Well, that's why they only do the hardcovers now that they're selling for 50.
yeah, but I'm trying to say, if let's say they were still doing modules, I don't know if they really hardly do anymore, but they'd probably sell them for probably, 12, 15 bucks. Well, they'd make a pretty decent profit even after paying for artists and the writing and editing and all that stuff. But say you're just a small press guy. When you come and go, hey, I don't know how many of these I'm going to sell. I want to have 1,000 done. Oh, that's going to be $7 a piece or something. Well, if you sell them for 12, well, you're saying you made $5. Well, no, you've got to ship the thing. Like I said, remember you had to pay for the artwork and the editing and all that.
Which that article does a really good job
Breaking
of
it.
breaking it down.
Mhm.
Because the other thing that I'm going to go to is Drive Through RPG.
Uh-huh. I
Where
didn't
he
know
was
that.
like,
they
if you were to
charge
sell,
1/3. Can you believe
and
that?
if you're in the like top sellers or whatever, that's only like 1,000 or something. I can't remember the exact number.
Yeah, it's really sad how many people are actually silver tier or gold tier or platinum tier, whatever. I mean, there's really not, you figure, I bet a lot of guys are at tier. No,
Nope.
they're not. And that's what kills me is like, I don't blame anybody. I'm not the guy who's like, I'm a capitalist, for the most part, but then there's greed. And it's like charging 1/3. I mean, I could see if it was 10%. But I mean, you're getting your beak wet, you're making your money. Thank you for hosting this for someone else to sell. But 1/3, yeah, I mean, so that's ridiculous. And the sad fact is, you upload that PDF to Drive Through, the fifth person that buys it scans it, and it's on the internet, and it's out there for free. So I mean, anyway, you know what I mean. So, but so the ones you do sell, you're going to make 2/3. It's anyway. I'm getting off that soapbox, but these are all the trials and travails. So it's like people that are almost like, well, how dare you want to make a profit? Well, if I wasn't making profit, why would I do this?
for the love of the game.
Yeah, and that's why we're doing it, because
But that's what I've said. These are pretty much for the love of the game, or even my own vanity.
I just
so
said
I'd be like,
vanity.
I'm published.
Yeah, and that's
So
it.
I do not look at this in any way like we're going to be rolling in the money when I write this next one. But it would be nice to be able to deliver the great art that you want
What? Yeah.
and not go broke doing it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That there's a lot of people that got out in front of this and were quick to go. We're going to put the stank on you if you use AI art.
Well, this one's not about AI art. Don't
No, it's not.
Don't get us twisted.
I'm
here.
not, and
Artists deserve their money.
They absolutely do. But I'm just
But
saying
it's too bad writers don't get that pay too. But if you said
Exactly.
now you've got to start paying $20 instead of $10 for every adventure,
Yeah.
I'd be the first one to balk too.
Yeah,
I'm not like so. How do you fix that problem?
But that's back to that thing is, like I said, WotC can print their 10,000 units. You can only print 1,000. People's mental expectation is they see that WotC, for example, I'm saying, is selling their module for $12. You sell yours for $15. They go, who the hell do you think you are? Well, a guy who's trying to break even. Because honestly, if you'll read that article, there's a certain price point you have to charge, because here's another example. Say Eddie goes, hey, I want to go sell my module in some of the local stores. Well, they're used to, when they buy it from the distributors, they buy it at, usually it's about
40 to 50%.
Yeah. And so, you got to figure, for you to sell it to them at a price point where they'll make money, you definitely aren't going to make anything off of that one.
No, because I can
Absolutely
just tell
not.
you for Carnage,
In fact, you're going to be in the hole.
that was about $5 per print, and it's gonna retail for 10.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sell it to the store for 5. I broke even.
Yeah.
And if all goes well, they made $5.
Yeah. So see how that works. And again, just for our own vanity, like, wow, how cool is it to see my module on a local game shelf? So you pretty much,
Super cool.
At least you broke even, but a lot of times, I bet you if you did the math, you probably lost on that deal. Because think about, you know,
It's the same thing if it's like, well, if I factored in my time and I paid myself minimum wage for every hour I
yeah.
worked on this,
Oh yeah,
it would be undoable.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you couldn't pay yourself enough to do it.
Yeah, but so that's what I'm just saying. Not boo-hoo, woe is us, but it's one of those things to where
And
yeah,
it's not bagging on artists
No,
and
no,
the,
no,
the
it's
cost of
not
art.
that.
It's
Yeah.
just, it's one of the realities of life.
yeah,
They deserve that money, and apparently that's what they can get on the market.
yep,
So I mean, somebody's paying it.
yeah. And I guess yeah, it's not about dissing on the artist, but it's but it's interesting. Like I said, that the artist is going to get their money one way or another. The editor gets their money. We'll see. You know,
Which is why I'm almost like, if I was an artist,
mm-hmm,
I should just draw 10 pieces of art
mm-hmm.
and then find myself an author and go, I'll give you $500 to write the adventure that goes with this.
There you go.
You don't have to do anything else though. I'll give you $500. You write it and walk away. You
Yeah.
don't have to edit it. You don't have to do the layout. You don't have to worry about art. You don't have to worry about the Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
Just $500 and go away.
Yeah, there you go. And it'd be interesting to see that on them then. You know, well, will this make money or not? You know.
And then you can go, oh, I haven't quite finished that last paragraph yet. I'll get that paragraph to you. Now that I will tease them artist types about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if I was writing for somebody, if I had been writing Carnage for somebody's schedule, they would have fired me 5 times over.
For Caverns, I've been talking about it how long. I laugh because that's how we first, I think, kind of got Larry. Was he had listened to me when I was on This Old Dungeon, and so they brought it up, or I referenced Caverns, and he reached me and said, "Hey, you know, whenever you're getting close to getting that done, you know, let me know, da 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 da, or whatever." And we got to talking, and I was like, you know, we have a podcast anyway, yeah, podcast too. And then Larry's, gosh, he's our best listener.
He's one of them.
One of them. We got a
Because
lot
he's
of
got to
great
compete with
listeners.
Jonathan and David now.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. But anyway, yeah, boohoo. But yeah,
Speaking of This Old Dungeon, I sent this question to Lou as well.
okay.
So hopefully those guys will answer the question, and they may have already. I haven't listened to
Because
the
all
most
3 of
recent
those
episode.
guys are published. Yeah.
So
and
I'd
do
like to get
own
their
small
take on
press. Yeah. Which pace they're not so small press. I mean, anymore.
Yeah, Lou's a step up from us, and then Pace Setter's a couple of steps up from that.
Yeah.
Then Edwin, he works at Frog God, so he might have some insight on that
Oh,
too.
and see, Frog God Games, that's a 7-digit company. You know, I mean, they're
So
legit.
you got the tiers there.
Yeah, yeah. But all 3 of those guys, great bunch of guys. It was fun to see them all at North Texas, and you know
Never
what?
together in one place.
Yeah, we got to get Lou and Edwin maybe out to the Long Con. You know, see those guys hang out again, because Lou's just a great guy. A lot
He's
of fun.
everywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, I go down to the Walmart and there he is. I'm like, what?
Oh man.
Turn on the TV, there he is. I'm like, this is a rerun of Three's Company from 1977. How is this even possible?
Come and knock on our door. Oh man. But anyway, yeah. Well,
Got anything else you want to say about it?
Nah, I mean, just work goes apace. I'm excited right now. Literally, the only thing holding me up is getting my artwork in. Once it's in, formatting, and it's out the door. Because Eddie is right, I think, in that. And I know there's other people that do it their own way, blah, blah, blah. But Eddie was like, have all your ducks in a row and all your shit done. So all you got to do is just do the Kickstarter and tell people. Because like other people, and God bless them, that I've heard like, well, I'm still working on editing. I'm like, wait a minute, the Kickstarter's already done and you're just now getting around to editing? And it's like, yeah, but so I'm on Eddie's page where like, I'm going to have all my shit done and ready.
I just
you
want
know?
to deliver it as soon as possible because there's so much of that. Well, it never came out. I never got it.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. And that's the great thing about it is this is one I've play tested a shit ton, and I've looked at it and refined it and added little tidbits and spiciness and good stuff, interesting artwork, a fun little gotcha in the dungeon, a good gotcha. And so no, it's got a lot of good beats and stuff. And like I said, it's going to be a finished product when I kick it out the door. I mean, so that's what is it? Kick with confidence, you know, because it's going to be ready to go when it's, you know, kicked.
And if he's not ready,
All I'm
have
waiting on
the
is
next
artwork,
one in the
bro.
barrel.
No, waiting. No, I give it. Come up to me and point and boo. You know, heckle me or whatever.
and get your free Dr. Pepper.
Get your free Dr. Pepper.
Not a
That's
Pepsi.
right. Yeah.
Dr.
Yeah,
Pepper.
forget it. Yeah, forget a Pepsi. Yeah. You can have Dr. Thunder.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
What is the knockoff low rent Walmart brand of Dr. Pepper or something?
There's Dr. Thunder, I know.
What's that one? It's Mr. Pibb. Isn't that supposed to be a knockoff or something? Or
Yeah, but I don't think it's quite as low rent as the
Yeah.
Dr. Thunder or
yeah,
whatever.
or whatever. Which I think I don't know,
Mountain Lightning.
Mountain Lightning. But yeah,
Well, we're ending on a high note.
yeah, we are.
Anything else you want to say about that? Or are you ready to let them return back to their day?
I don't have anything else to say. Just like I said, I'm excited about Caverns. It is coming. We're going to have it. I can't wait for y'all to see it.
All right. Well, you missed us and we missed you, and hopefully we'll have another podcast on a more regular schedule here. I
Yeah.
don't even know what this one is. It's got to be like 82 or
I
83.
think this is 83, actually. I think it's 83.
So we've at least got to cross that 100 line.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I will give you the promise that even if I do 5-minute podcast by myself, we'll hit episode 100 somehow. Somehow that will happen. And after 100, though,
We're done.
all bets are off. We'll see what you see. You'll see what you get. But by the clock on the wall, I can see we're all out of hit points.